Crazy, they all of your energy. Been on a fence, it's a friend or an enemy. It's clear apparently. They love your energy. I get it. It's all about the energy.
Hey, tribe. Grand Rising, good morning, good morning.
Hey guys, hope you guys are doing well in positive energy. Attracting the life you desire because it's your birthright.
That's right. It's your birthrights. It's your birthright. Good morning, y'all. Pray everyone is in good spirits.
Hey, Juanita.
So y'all know what it is. Morning message, morning intuition session.
Hey, Izzy. Hey, Ja.
All right, so we basically going to tap in with some downloads and we're going to get some cards out. Not long, just like 2 downloads for the morning. Encouragement. If it resonates, hold it. If it doesn't, don't hesitate to let it stay where it's at. All right. First download.
Message.
Settling for something God did not approve of shows up in your life as loss and disappointment. Working with something that God did approve of also shows up in your life as loss and disappointment. So how do I tell the difference? Is what you're working with causing things to grow in your life, kids, spirit, finances, and knowledge, or are things around you dying? This is how you can tell when you're working with something that God gave you and when you're working with something that's not approved by God. Because both of them are going to show up in your energy as loss and disappointment. When you're working with God, you lose things that you're not supposed to have. When you're not working with God, you lose things that you're supposed to have. So in the end, you got to ask yourself, am I growing or am I progressing or am I regressing? All right?
Ascending or descending?
Second download. Confusion and controversy is being used to create a place in you where doubt can attack you. So controversy and confusion is being used right now to create doubt in the collective, to create a place in you where doubt can cling to you, where doubt can live in you, where doubt can take up residency in you. Controversy and confusion. So avoid it, right? Avoid those unnecessary conversations. If you're talking to somebody and they confusing you, maybe they're not the person to have a conversation with. Because some people, they'll intentionally confuse you. They'll say a whole bunch of stuff that they know you're not familiar with. Then when you walk away from the conversation, nothing was explained. It was only put forth to show you how much you don't know. Those type of things are confusion and controversy, so stay away from them. And last but not least, you can't hide underneath the covers from real darkness. Embrace dark night of the soul. Like, you know how as a child you try to hide under the cover and hide from the darkness? Well, there's none of that in real life. You got to embrace the darkness as well as the lightness. You can't hide from it. You got to confront it. All right? Morning downloads message. We got over there.
Thank you for sharing the video, Mom. Did you put something over here today? Did you put the what you call it? Hey, lady. What's up, Sky? Not my problem.
You must be new here.
Go with the flow. We got Go with the Flow coming out. Okay. So right now it's very important to go with the flow. You know, that means not going against the grain, not going against the wind. That means that, you know, when God is speaking, someone's really listening. Someone understands that if you go against the flow of divinity, if you go against the natural order of divinity, then you cause hardships in your own life. You ever do something and you know God is telling you to do the opposite thing and you continue to try to do the thing that you want to do and it just crushes you? That's what I'm talking about, right? It's very important right now to just go with the flow. You know, divinity knows best. Divine order is something that we can't get around. I know we all want to be in control, but there could be someone needing to learn that you don't really have control of the situation, okay? Something significant about a cat is here. And then we got romantic love affair, and that's coming out in the reverse, okay? I feel like there could have been someone love bombing you at one point, but I don't know. Sex fix and secret lover. If someone was trying to keep you secret, I feel like, you know, that's no longer. There's someone, and I don't know, maybe you just decided that you don't want to be a third party. You know, maybe you decided that you deserve better than whatever you were receiving. Something like that, going with the flow, right? Maybe you thought you needed something that you don't really need. Something like that. Let's see. Yeah, we got 0440 coming out with prosperity. Achievements, success, striving forward, prosperity, go-getters, courage. And it says luck, but I'm going to say divine timing because we don't believe in luck on this channel. But it says, wow, significant events are on the card for you. You will progress in your endeavors and gain new experiences. The right people and resources will put you on your path. An excellent proposal or change is coming up. You're destined for greatness. 0440. So yeah, you have to go with the flow because you are destined for greatness. That's why it's important for you to go with, you know, whatever way God is telling you to move because it's for your benefit here. Prosperity. Okay? I feel like it's a whole lot of blessings because someone is no longer willing to be a third party. Someone could have been literally out here, you know. Maybe, you know, you could have been a person where, you know, you were in third party situations, but it wasn't like, you know, maybe you felt like oh well, maybe someone was doing things for you and they, someone else was a third party and you didn't care at one point. Maybe you felt like, oh well, it's not me, not my business. But I feel like someone has more integrity. The character of a person is judged when nobody else is looking, right? So God is looking at me, when I think nobody else can see me, that's when I'm getting judged the most, right? So something like that. You could have gone through a situation where, maybe you didn't, maybe you weren't as kind. Maybe you were just like out for the money or the material or the status or the position or whatever. And I'm seeing someone has been like delivered a breakthrough or something like that. Okay, kudos to you. Yeah, intimacy, bonding, sensual, and confiding. Yeah, maybe there you could have been bonding with someone sexually, but it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just on some I need to get where I'm going type of thing. It's not really that you were the third party, but I feel like, even with that, someone learned like I'm above that. I'm better than that. I don't need to do these kind of things. Something like that. Okay. Go with the flow, prosperity. Someone's gaining abundance because of the things they stopped doing, pretty much,
Okay. So over here you got the Sun to the Seven of Cups in reverse to the Four of Wands. And I like it, right? Also, you could be seeing a lot of spiders right now. Spiders show up in your reading. The Sun to the Seven of Cups in reverse to the Four of Wands is basically somebody, you're living in your truth right now. You put all the delusions to the side. You are not in a delusional place. Don't let nobody convince you that you are. It's clarity. The Seven of Cups is clarity, right? Also, with the Four of Wands sitting out here, shows me that you're in a solid place. Like your foundation is set. And when you're in this energy, trust and believe, everything is going to come to try to persuade you otherwise. It's when you got to hunker down and you got to know what you're doing. The most important thing is to know what you're doing in this energy. Walking in your truth is not for the faint of heart, right? That's like putting aside the person that society labeled you as, the person that your old heads told you that you were. That's probably not who you are right now. You're probably someone completely different, which means a lot of people, they may be looking at you like, I don't even know who they are anymore, right? It's you living in your truth. Seven of Cups in reverse, you're not fighting with it. Four of Wands, manifestation, guidance, and adventure shows up in your reading, right? So don't be afraid to ask for help. Nobody knows everything, right? If you need help with something, ask somebody. Our inbox is always open. You can even access. And adventure, right? And this is the theme of the journey. Adventure. Four of Wands. You're in a solid place. So learn how to enjoy yourself without feeling guilt. Some people feel survivor's guilt. They can't enjoy living in their truth. They're too worried about what other people think.
I got 1144 mood swings. Someone could be on their menstrual cycle. Someone could be just going through something. Okay. I'm hearing grief. There's 7 stages to grief. There could be someone going through one of the 7 stages of grief right now. Yeah. Something like that. Okay. Yeah, we got mood swings, respect, family, constructive, outlook, and quality. We got 1144. Your birthday could be November 4th. You could be 44 years old, 55, 22. I got tears of joy and sadness. Yeah, someone's going through something. This reminds me of the energy when I see mood swings. We also have inside scoop, and I have confusion out here as well. A closer look, nosy up in your business. I feel like, there's someone literally, and there could be someone suffering from some kind of grief here. You could be happy that a person is no longer suffering, but you can also be sad that the person is no longer with you in the physical, right? Those kind of things. come up, and I'm feeling like that kind of energy. So my condolences. I'm not sure if there's someone that has transitioned and you could be feeling like, oh, I feel good that they're not suffering, they're no longer in pain, but at the same time I don't have this person right here in the physical world with me, and that can be a little challenging. But I feel like there's also someone who's looking you up. Okay, it says inside scoop, a closer look, nosy and up in your business. you know you could also be crying tears of joy and sadness because there are people that you thought you would be celebrating with, and you can no longer celebrate with these people, right? You know how you've been working your entire life to accomplish these certain things in your life, and there are people that you thought would be there celebrating with you. And it could be challenging when we have to remove people out of our lives and they can't go to the next level with us. Okay, something like that. I feel like also you could be feeling like a tug on your energy. I'm not exactly sure if it's a projection or if it's something on the inside, because I'm hearing the word core. There could be something going on in your core that needs to be addressed. Something that could be hidden, something that could be tucked off, something that we don't want to address needs to come out here. Okay. I also feel like, mood swings. There's someone, and it's like, I don't know, you haven't been able to get your mood stable lately or something like that. I don't know. You could be feeling up and down, like, very imbalanced kind of energy. You could be needing to do something to really keep your mind sane, because we do have confusion here. And it says uncertain, unclear, and unsure. Anything that confuses you is not high vibrational. God is not a God of confusion. That's how, a lot of people are always like, well, how do I know when God is speaking to me? How do I know when evil is speaking to me? How do I know when I'm in my own low vibrational? God is not a God of confusion.
Not
and if
the
you're
author of confusion.
and if you're getting a confused answer, then you're probably not tapping into the spirit of the Holy Ghost, the Most High, right? So something like that, I feel like someone's also trying to get, closer to you, trying to find out something about you, because you're confusing people. See, people could be looking at you and thinking one thing is going on, but I feel like God is keeping you cloaked where people can't really track your moves. People really can't keep up with you, and they really don't know exactly what you're doing. They just feel the motion, something like that. We got mood swings. Focus on your needs, desires, and hobbies. Everything is more accessible with a light attitude. You will be blessed with new opportunities, a new friend, or an addition to your family. So someone could be pregnant here. Good vibes will speed up the process. So, regardless of whatever you're going through, because some of you guys are going through real life situations that are not so funny, not so fun, but it says good vibes will speed up the process. So no matter what you go through, because we know that the weapons form, but we also know that they won't prosper. So if we keep a positive attitude in whatever it is that we're doing, then it gives us better results. Something like that. Okay? You could be really crying, You could be happy, right? But also crying from some of the things that, you've experienced. I see a period of reflection, someone's really reflecting on life. And it could be sad, but also a lot of joy, Mood swings. Very important to keep yourself balanced right now. Yin and yang kind of energy. You could be way too much in your masculine or way too much in your feminine. There's a divine balance needed here. Someone could be confused.
So I got an Aries masculine land before me in the reading. It doesn't have to be, but the card, it's definitely a masculine energy. And the two cards that are down are Aries cards, right? You have the Emperor in reverse to the King of Wands, Nine of Swords. So basically what I'm saying is a masculine energy, and they're being justified by innocence and control. So what I see is maybe this is a masculine and you're being accused of something, falsely accused. Definitely falsely, because the card says innocent, right? And a sheep. And, I'm hearing the phrase, a sheep led to the slaughter. So somebody could have really told a lie on you, put the fix on you. So much so that it got you in reverse. You know how you in the energy of, you minding your business, you innocent, you doing what you're doing. Then all of a sudden, you have a feeling like it seems like people acting a certain type of way. And then lo and behold, the rumor comes back and reaches you. It's like you've been accused of doing this. It puts you in reverse because you like, man, I'm not doing that. But the King of Wands being clarified by control, feel this is the same energy. And I feel like you exhibit a certain amount of self-control, even under your accusations, even under the lies that are being told on you. You still showing forth this King of Wands energy. You very assertive. You still have a vision, expansive strength, power, and will. And I do see a lot of willpower in this because it's not a light thing to stand against accusations and rumors. It's not a light thing to walk against falsehood when it's aimed at you, right? And I know, I know this to be the case because you got the Nine of Wands being clarified by independence. And this is you walking your wounded self, walking, you are a wounded warrior. The Nine of Wands is somebody that has been through it. You've been through a lot. But what it's giving you is your independence. And they say if you want you want it, you gotta bring it, right? And that's what I see you doing. Like I see you in your stride. And people don't like that. So a lot of times what enemies will do when you catch your stride and you moving at a steady pace and people know you can't really be defeated with a head-on collision, they send rumors around the back way to try to meet you, right? Meaning like you got people that may be interested in you and what you're doing. And when people don't like it, they'll go at the people before they can get to you and try to start controversy. And that's why the download this morning was controversy and confusion is trying to produce doubt in you. And I see it right here. So keep moving forward. Even though you wounded, it gave you your independence. So it's worth it.
I got the quad fives on here with compassion. I have Give Love from my everyday Witch Oracle deck. It says Give Love. I have Uninterested.
Six of Pentacles, give love.
Mistakes, Misunderstood, Victim, and Lost Soul. I don't know. I feel kind of sad in this energy. I feel like, I don't know if a person had to walk away from someone because, of something that they did. Someone could literally be a lost soul, and eventually someone had to walk away or something like that. I don't know. There's someone that's uninterested in a situation, and I just see someone walking away from something, but I also see someone that has given so much love. I see someone that has nothing but love and compassion to give, but I don't know, someone made a mistake here. Someone could be just feeling like they're misunderstood, okay? There could be someone that is truly a victim of something, of a crime, of a something. Yeah, someone's guilty, a victim of a crime here. Okay? There could even be someone literally going through something, and it could be hard to find some kind of legal representation. Okay? For a victim here. Maybe you live in a town where everybody is family, one of those places. Maybe you live in a place where, they keep the dirt swept under the rug so nobody gets to talk about it, right? Because we got a lot of those places. But someone's misunderstood here. We got compassion, love, affection, compassion, kindness, attention, and self-love. Okay? So I feel like it's very important for someone to love their self right now because it says give love. I don't know. I feel like, you could have had to walk away from something that really put a sore on your heart. Okay? But it's like, I gotta go. I'm saying a situation that someone had to walk away from. Someone could have got pulled over by the police this morning or last night. I'm seeing some flashing lights. Someone could have gotten a ticket. Okay? But it says Several unexpected developments will enter your life and impact how you feel. This is a chance to reevaluate your identity. You need a mental shift towards greater optimism, self assurance, and trust. Put your faith in your gut and your inner voice. Pay attention to your feelings and use them to help you become a better person. It's crazy. Someone's going through an upgrade here. I remember in the Bible, there were several prophets, and, when they were going through their spiritual upgrades, God even gave them a new name, right? Like I believe Isaiah, was he one of them? There was few
I know
people.
He called Jacob Israel.
Jacob, that's what I meant. There we go, Jacob. I said Isaiah. I was thinking about Israel. There we go. Jacob, right? And it was a few other people where, when they took a new covenant with God, they renamed themselves, right? And so I feel like this could be you. You could be really renaming yourself, reclaiming who you are, something like that. Okay? I feel like it's very important throughout the day to show compassion. There's a lot of things that are hidden here because I see these like little teeny moons. They're very small, and like they don't want to be revealed, but I see them, and I even see this one with the secrets lying behind it and it's smirking. There could be like some underlying hidden issues, hidden agendas, something like that, but continue to give love because love covers a multitude, right? Something like that. Give love. There could be people, energies really wanting you to just be nasty, down, ignorant, putting you out of your natural element. So it's very important for you to stay where you belong, in peace, right? In prayer, right? In positive energy. Very important.
So we got a Taurus masculine now. First we had an Aries, now it's a Taurus masculine. We got two Taurus masculine cards out here, right? So you got the Six of Pentacles, and it's been justified by adaptability, to the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, all Pentacles, to the Seven of Pentacles, right? Now, this is a masculine that is, the Six of Pentacles to adaptability is a person, they are able to give equally and receive equally, even in some of the most uncomfortable situations, right? Feel like this is a very adaptable kind of masculine. Now with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, it's showing an energy of a how like you could be obsessed with a work endeavor. Like you could really be focused on your work so much so that it was taking you out of your real natural development. Like, I gotta make this money, I gotta get to work, I gotta do this overtime. But then you look around and realize, man, I'm wasting my life away. My health is waning, so somebody, you grew. It says Knight of Pentacles being justified by growth. So somebody, you kind of turned that around. You may even have found yourself being jealous. Not necessarily jealous of an individual, but a jealous heart can manifest like this. Why do I gotta get up and do this and they don't gotta do this? Why am I putting forth so much effort and this person saying like they getting the same thing and they not putting forth that much? That could have been you and your energy. Nevertheless, I see you didn't stay there long because next you have the Seven of Pentacles and it's being clarified by cleverness. Taurus masculine. So making wise investments now, even clever. It's very clever when you realize you're doing something that's probably not going to work and then you find a way to fix it. That's the cleverness that I feel in this energy. I feel like somebody, you may have been just like this Seven of Pentacles. It shows me that you were just investing. Knight of Pentacles in reverse to the Seven of Pentacles, investing wrong, right? Not seeing a return on the work that you're putting in. You became clever at some point and you turned it around. I really like the Six of Pentacles to the Seven of Pentacles because it shows somebody getting back what you put out as well. It's like you invested, you equally gave, therefore you will equally receive. That's the laws of the universe. Reap what you sow. karma, all of those things, they laws. So stay out of your head. Don't allow yourself to become jealous of others. I know a lot of masculines don't like to admit it, but it's a reality. You work hard, you get this. Somebody does nothing, they get the same thing you getting. It produces a feeling inside of you, right? But don't give over to it. It says planning, progress, perseverance, diligence, reflection, necessity, and remembering. Seven of Pentacles. Stay clever.
What's up, Kevin? Much love.
Empress in reverse.
I got New Beginnings, 2112. I like this. It says new beginnings, hope, new beginnings, fresh start, lifestyle, purpose, spiritual awakening. Someone's going through a spiritual awakening here. Yeah, family. You just called us family. You're family too. Soul tribe kind of energy. Right? We love you too. Fertility, parenthood, pregnancy. Okay? New beginnings. Someone could be having a new baby. Kudos to you. Okay? You know, this could just be also, you could be birthing new ideas, a new business. You know? What's up, Patrick? Okay? It says this is a call to action to move forward. The sooner you get going, the sooner you will accomplish what you set out to do. Those with patience will eventually reap the rewards of their perseverance. So, you know, I'm hearing late nights, early mornings. You know, there could be someone and you could be sacrificing a lot, you know. You could be getting a little bit of sleep, you know, not enough rest. You know, maybe even down to your food. You could be sacrificing whatever it is. But I feel like there's a new beginning here for you. You know, there's a call to action. Someone's being called to action. And, you know, there's a person, your perseverance is going to be rewarded. You know, all of the times you got up early, you didn't give up. All of the times you wanted to call out, but you didn't. All of the times you did whatever was necessary to get the job done. I feel like your perseverance is being rewarded, you know, something like that. New beginnings. Your birthday could be 12/12. 12/21 is significant. We got seasonal harvest. So it's like, you know, the things that you, the seeds that you have been planting, of course, we already knows what happens when you plant seeds. They sprout. And that's what's happening here. Okay? Someone's fertile for sure. Now, I don't know if someone has gone down to, there used to be a Planned Parenthood. Okay? So I don't know. Someone could be, you know, also, you know, getting rid of a child, right? Something like that. But family, I don't know if there could be someone adopting or something like that, but there's a fresh start here. Someone's realizing that you have a purpose in life, okay? Maybe you could have just thought at one point that, you know, you were just here for nothing, but I feel like right now you understand your duty and your due diligence here. Okay, we got fake accounts coming out, fake social media accounts to spy, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. So, of course, you're being spied on. Okay, we know it's a lot of monitoring spirits around anyway. I remember this summer, it was like an unnormal amount of flies around us. Like random flies would always be around. And I knew that we were going through another spiritual ascension. So I was like, okay, these are monitoring spirits, you know. These things are all around trying to see what's going on. And you could be feeling that too. You could feel like a lot of monitoring spirits around. There's also a lot of people who are, of course, building fake profiles to see what you're doing because you have blocked them out of your life. So, you know, projected energy is always you're gonna feel projected energy. Like when people are doing things in the dark, in the background towards you, you feel it because you're spiritually sensitive, right? So just keep pushing forward here. This could even be someone in your family doing this, okay? I don't know, that's what Spirit just gave me. This could even be someone in your family doing this. But, you know, just keep pushing forward. Perseverance, okay? What's up, Nelly?
Now, air sign shows up, right? I don't know why Spirit been giving me the zodiacs, but the cards they falling on the signs, right? We got the Empress out here in reverse this morning to the Five of Pentacles to the Queen of Swords, right? So my question is like, why is the Empress in reverse? But then the Five of Pentacles is showing me, right? The Empress is in reverse, being clarified by self-love. The Five of Pentacles is isolation. So somebody, you put yourself in the mode of isolating. Maybe you cut people off. I'm hearing them say you might have cut everybody off. You just cut everything off, right? And you cutting everything off being clarified by divine timing, right? So I feel like you could have been in a place where, I feel like this is a feminine energy, could be masculine, but you were in a place where you were unsatisfied with the way that things were moving in your life. It put you in reverse. You decided to show yourself love by isolating. See, self-love to the Five of Pentacles. You put things out of your life, or you separated yourself from the drama. And it was divine timing. It's bringing you in luck. Well, we don't believe in luck. So it's divine timing. This isolation was a mandate for your growth. You can't grow being connected to things that got you in reverse all the time. You know, fighting, arguing, accusations, indulgence, abuse, all of that. So somebody, you isolated yourself from that. And I see why it's a lot of energy that may be standing in odds with you right now, because you're in the Queen of Swords to the lightness. You speaking words of truth. The Queen of Swords is assertive with her voice. It's a person that's going to speak out. The Queen of Swords is very direct, very much on point. Air sign, right? Got it all together. So when the Queen of Swords open her mouth and speak out, and it's been clarified by lightness, you speaking a truth that a lot of people don't want to hear. These kind of truths, they force change upon people. And they force accountability. Because also, you and the Queen of Swords speaking out of lightness, you could be shedding light on a lot of things that were said that were untrue. And people don't like that, right? Especially when they got a little status, right? When people got a little status in life and they start lying on people and they start making rumors, they really don't like it when the truth get exposed. They don't like it, right? So you could easily be exposing people that have status, right? And that's why you feel isolated. You know, you got people running from you and you running away from people, which is cool. My advice to anybody, when the rumors are too thick in the gravy, you can't stir the gravy, you got to run from it. That's an enemy that you can't win against. And I think you realize that, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, feminine or masculine. When we facing issues and they overwhelming, we isolate. Five of Pentacles. Even if we gotta go live on our own, it's like, look, I'm gone, right? Moving on, right? That card say moving on.
Thank you, next.
Moving on, thank you, next, right? And that's you. So continue to speak forth your truth, right? It doesn't matter who it's offending. If it's the truth, and you're not using it as a weapon, if you're using this truth, you could be defending your very character with the truth. And don't let nobody dissuade you from that, right? It's a need to tell the truth rather than exist underneath a lie and walk in reverse.
I love that.
That's right.
God's plan. That's right.
Somebody said, run to God. You heard me. Run to God.
Knock
What?
on wood.
Run to God.
That's for real. Okay.
For clarification, no doubt. I do it every morning. And do throughout the day too.
I feel like now y'all know we don't pull cards for people on our live, but I feel like I want to pull you one. I don't know why. And I'm always like, no. No. But for some reason, I feel like this is going to be for you. Let's see. Okay. Optimism. 606 is for you. Okay.
Yeah, it is, cause I know this is for you because you undecided,
Yeah.
right? Your view is pessimistic. You kind of being like narrow minded in a sense. So I'm gonna let her feed you. But the two of swords says
Yep.
indecision.
Right. So optimism, love, peace, hope, and optimism, transferring responsibility to others, progression, and creativity. You know, delegating tasks could be important here. A lot of us get frustrated with people because we want help, but we don't delegate any tasks. We don't ask for any help. All we do is run around the house, huffing and puffing, slamming cabinets, getting upset instead of delegating tasks. Pursue your goals and get what you want. It will provide a wonderful benefit for you and the people you hold dear. Your ability to communicate is improving at this time, which will make it easier for you to interact with a broad spectrum of individuals. So you could be, you could be from the hood, right? Sitting in corporate America. You could be from corporate America, sitting in the hood, whatever it is. I feel like, there is an opportunity for you, right? And it's going to involve different kind of people. So it's very important to be open, optimistic, to be in the energy of receiving, because I feel like, I don't know, for some reason, I feel like for you, help is here. Now, I don't know if this is like you helping yourself. I don't know if this is someone helping you, but help is here. We got number 606, optimism. A lot of times we are so pessimistic that we can't perceive things a different way. Imagine if the only way you can see things is how you were raised, and you can't see any other way. You could be needing to be very optimistic right now. Love. Do you truly love? Do you love when, things don't love you anymore? That's important. Peace. What does peace mean to you? Are you at peace in your mind? When you come home, do you automatically get into more things and never give your mind time to rest, right? Are you at peace, right? Are you creating your own happiness? Do you understand that you are the author of your own book, that you drive in your own lane? Something like that, transferring responsibilities to others. Now, this could be hard because I feel like I'm talking to a man, and men, they're leaders, right? And a lot of times they carry a lot of responsibility and weight in their households, and maybe you could be needing to delegate some things to people in your home. Okay, something like that.
I will say this because the two of swords is out here and the optimism card is out here. I'm gonna remind you, masculine. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
Come on, that's a good one.
Not one way.
That's a good one.
When you double-minded, you unstable in all your ways, right? Not one way. It says the double-minded man is unstable in all your ways. So when you allow your mind to be double-minded, two of swords in reverse, nothing you do is going to come out right. It's not going to be stable because your mind needs to be one way. Right? You may have indecision, you may have doubts, you may have all of these things. But if your mind is set, you're still stabilized. Now, when it's double, like, what's a double-minded mind? Simply this. I don't know if I want to be over here or over there. That's double-minded in life. Not knowing where you want to place yourself, not knowing where you are, not knowing what you want to believe in. You asked for it, so we pulled it.
Okay. We also got stalk around here. Stalking, watching, and obsessed. I almost feel like this could be someone here. I don't feel like this is necessarily an outside energy. Sometimes we stalk people and don't even realize it. When you keep going and checking on somebody's page, or when you keep going and watching something to see what's going to happen, that can be obsession, stalking, and watching. If we fill our time with doing things that are productive and let go of some of the obsessive behaviors that we have, we can get a lot more done in a day. And we all do it. We are all obsessed, whether it be with celebrity gossip, whether it be with just whatever it is. We all have different obsessions. And I feel like right now, is a time to be, in your creativity, because someone's very creative here. But maybe someone doesn't understand that it's all a process, something like that. Okay. We got fire magic. I don't know if you're a fire sign. This makes me think of the Queen of Wands. You could be very magical. Hey, we manifest and do less stressing. We pray to God, we get his blessings. Ching, ching, ching goes the money tree. The blessings flow in so abundantly. Our chakras look, they're actually popping. We keep on going, we can't be stopping. Ching, ching, ching goes the money tree. The blessings flow in so abundantly. We got fire magic. Okay? I feel like, there's a lot of passion here. Okay? You could be very fiery. A fiery person, when we go around, because I'm fiery myself, right? We start a whole bunch of fires everywhere. Right? And so God is saying, that make sure that these fires that you're starting, are good fires, because we have a lot of passion and we start things and then we leave a fire here and we walk away. And then we get passion for this and we start a fire here and we walk away. And then we get passion for this and we start a fire here and we walk away. And now you got the forest burning down, right? So make sure, you understand your magic, okay? And your passion, something like that. We also got water magic, so I don't know if you're a water sign. It's a whole lot of water up in here. Hey. It's a whole lot of water up in here. Hey. Hey. Scorpio and Cancer. Hey. Hey. Or maybe a Pisces. Hey. Or maybe a Pisces. Right? Hey. Hey. It's a whole lot of healing up in here. Hey. Hey. It's a whole lot of healing up in here. Okay? I feel like a whole lot of healing, It's crazy because you got fire and then you got water. And, so I don't know. There's something and it doesn't go together because, the water puts the fire out. Okay? Something like that. Hey. Hey. We got rebirth and regeneration. Okay? You could be going through a rebirth. I just heard Yemaya. Okay? You could be connected to Yemaya. Right? Okay? Hey. It's a whole lot of healing up in here. Hey. Hey. I really see people healing their mind, their body, and their spirit. And I'm so proud because, it takes a lot of work to really heal, And in order for you to be the healer that you are, you have to heal. Hey. 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 We gotta heal to release the pain. Hey. Death called me, the reaper came. Hey. Hey. We gotta heal to release the pain. Hey. The death called me, the reaper came. Look, we got hibernation and regeneration here. Okay? You could be hibernating. You could be ready for the cold winter weather, right? You can have a plan for this winter. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. If you properly prepare, then there is 9 times out of 10 your performance will be ready. Hey. Hey. I'm hearing voices from the other side. Hey. Keep me humble, keep me on my pride. Hey. Not trying to tap into my shadow side. Hey. Not trying to tap into my shadow side. Hey. I got this light and it's gonna have to shine. Hey. It's like this little light of mine. Hey. May the promise always be kind. Hey. I love the universe like it's mine. Hey. Go. I like this energy, being more optimistic. It's crazy because I wasn't even going to pull any more of these cards, but I see 222 sitting here and it says wonders, okay? I feel like, you know, great energy, forward, progress, fast pace, opportunity, changes, major changes, great transformation. 222, okay? You aren't a victim of circumstances. Rather, you are the beneficiary of it. What? Excuse me, Lala? You aren't a victim of circumstances. Rather, you are the beneficiary of it. Okay? So, you know, that means that, you know, your circumstances, you're benefiting from them even when you don't understand. These are life lessons that we're going through. And some of these lessons can be hard. If that weren't the case, life would be pretty dull. You will set yourself up for success in the long run if you are willing to adapt to this shift. Everything is working out for the best. At last, you are accomplishing what you set out to do. Okay? Wonders. You know? You could be exploring things right now. You know? You could be trying different things, becoming more optimistic.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm over here tripping because Spirit is really, really playing some type of funny game this morning, right? Because the way that the cards are falling, they on undeniable specific zodiac sign. Like now we on Capricorn, right?
Hey, Capricorn.
We got a 3 of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. We got the 4 of Pentacles, Capricorn energy, right? To the Ace of Wands. So what I'm saying is, this is the light side of a Capricorn. I really like it. The 3 of Pentacles to the observation, it shows me that two things could be going on, definitely. Either you working with your ancestors or you're doing something that's making your ancestors watch you. Because I see observation with the 3 of Pentacles. So in other words, you're being watched right now, right? You're being watched. Like the 3 of Pentacles is a card of teamwork, right? And with the observation, I just feel an ancestral presence there. This is also in my ancestral reads. This is a sign that somebody is working with their ancestors. Like maybe an altar, maybe you're just acknowledging them. You could be burning your white candles. You could be receiving intuition from them. Whichever way that you decide to work with them, you can have obituaries of them around the home to remind you of them. This is a good way to get in line with the ancestors. And if somebody just had a transition, because I'm feeling sometimes when you have disquieted souls, you can offer rose water, right? To make an easy transition for them. I want to be real. Some people that transition, they don't want to go to the other side.
I don't want
They need to be absolved. They need to be heard out or felt out. Sometimes, in certain situations, the unaliving is so unjust. It's such an injustice that a person will literally stick around. They will stick around. They won't cross all the way over. They'll stick around and try to get the case solved. Like, you know, in cases where remains are stuck somewhere and somebody wasn't able to have the proper send-off, they'll be in a place where they just be in your life, causing things to happen. What they trying to do is they trying to get absolved. They need absolution. A lot of disquieted souls. And with the 4 of Pentacles, it's being clarified by passion, right? So I feel like this could be somebody in the energy of abstaining, right? Abstinence, which is, it works for some people. Or this could be a person, you're holding back your passion. And that may not be good. When you hold back in passion, in areas of passion, you light fires inside of you. Some people cheat due to that fact right there. Repressed passionate desires, right? It can cause a person to walk outside of their relationship. So there's a need to be honest, Capricorn. Definitely be honest about your passion, right? Like 4 of Pentacles to the passion definitely feels like somebody that wants something and they can't express it. You know, they might want a little bit more, but they don't know how to express it. So they hold back. They can't find the right words to say. Well, people can read that. I just want to let you know when we try the four pentacles without passion, if you got somebody that's really connected to you, they can feel it. They may ask you questions like, "What's wrong with you?" Or "What you thinking about?" Or when people ask you stuff like that, quite possibly they already in your energy. That's how intuitive people do it. That's what we do. We do it to each other all the time. What you thinking? Oh, nothing. Okay. All right. Whatever. Right? Because it's just something about the energy of withholding that it screams volumes, especially if you're in a partnership or relationship. You got to be honest. You can't withhold in areas of passion, right? And if you're in a marriage, it's your duty to be passionate, right? Otherwise, why are you in a marriage, right? Because see, passion inside of marriages is not always something that's lit all the time. But it's more, if you learn how to look at your passion as a responsibility to your mate, it won't have you so off-centered, right? That's an energy exchange. Because you don't want to be holding back you don't want to be holding back your passion and causing your significant other to suffer from it. All of these things lead to people stepping out. You know how when people step out, we so quick to judge them. Why they go and do that? But we got to take into consideration what a person goes through when they in certain situations, right? And try to avoid them. Now you do, Capricorn, have the Ace of Wands to the strength. So your magic is your best play. It doesn't have to be that you work magic. It's just the magic inside of you. Ace of Wands, right? You make good moves. You have a lot of strength. Somebody you generate for yourself well. That Ace of Wands to the strength, I like that. You know, the Ace of Wands is a magical energy. It's a truthful energy. It's like a person that can make their best move, and it's a strong move, right? So I like this for you. All I can say with this, right, is be aware that you're being watched by forces that you may not understand. So what you do behind closed doors, it counts. What we do in the dark is the loudest in heaven. Always remember that. God is watching, right? What we do in the dark is the loudest in the spirit realm. Because if God is watching you, that means people that's tapped into the Most High, they can see you too. So you can't really hide, right? You can't really hold back. It's best to be honest about how you feel and what's going on. Honesty is still, to me, the best policy. It ain't no way around it. It's like, if you honest with me, and even though I don't like it, it's still going to arrest me. Why? Because at the end of the day, you were honest. And there's nothing like being honest. Because even when relationships crash and burn, it feels good when you the one that was honest. It's like, yeah, everything went south, but I told the truth. And they couldn't handle it. Damn, it went crazy. But if you don't tell the truth, the responsibility lies on you. So tell the truth. It's funny because
This hoodlum on here.
I don't even pay for no mine.
They trying to get some money out of people or something. Go to work.
So, yeah, the Capricorn is always taking flack because that tarot card is the devil card, right? But the Capricorn transmute negative energy and turn it into something very positive, much more or less than other people. So,
What's up, Ebony? Ashe, mama. I don't know how to say it. I'm going to just say KDM. I don't know what that is. Oh, yes. Collection. What's up? Let's see. Obscurity, secrets, mysteries, and concealing.
This is crazy, yo.
What you got?
Another Libra. I mean, another zodiac read.
Someone doesn't want something to be known. That they're looking you up. Maybe somebody, you know how sometimes people act like they're not really pressed about you, but they really are? That's the kind of energy that I'm getting. It's like, you know, ain't nobody worried about him. Ain't nobody worried about her. But whole time, if you check I'm hearing if you go check their phone history, you know, because a lot of people don't clear their cash.
That's the receipts.
Right? You know, a lot of people don't clear them cash and cookies. If
they
you
got
go,
the receipts in the phone.
You know what I'm saying? If you go check them caches and cookies, you're going to see that you come up a lot more than they say. So, of course, you're always feeling the energy of people. You know, when people are constantly talking about you, when you're constantly a topic at a table, you can feel the projections. You are spiritually sensitive. So a lot of times the energy that you're feeling is not even yours. You're an empath. So you are able to feel the feelings of others, okay? There's someone looking you up here, okay? And I feel like you're giving them something to look at too, okay? I really do. I feel like you're literally giving them something to look at. I don't feel like it's anything that you're doing that's like out of the ordinary. I just feel like you're just doing you, and doing you causes a lot to be looked at. Something like that. Yeah, realizations, epiphanies, understandings, and awakenings. Yeah, I don't know. You know, it's crazy because maybe you are even awakening someone that is watching you from afar. You know, sometimes when you get your shit together and people watch you, they want to get their shit together, right?
Yep.
You ever see somebody, like, you ever see yourself get on something real good and then you notice somebody else is doing the same thing? They will never tell you thank you.
I see it
They
all
will
the
never,
time.
you know, they will never say, oh, you helped me. But at the same time, you know, and I feel like that's what's happening. You're coming to realization that, you know, you have been awakening a lot of people, right? Something like that. You know, you could be more understanding. You could be having a lot of aha moments, a lot of epiphanies, you know, feeling like I'm hearing a lot of deja vu. You know, a lot of things are seeming very familiar right now because guess what? When we come to Earth, you know, it's all about finding the remembrance of who you are, right? It's remembering things, right? You have to go, that's your Akashic records start kicking in. It's a natural remembrance, okay? And I feel like that's what's happening here. You know, there could even be people realizing like, dang, I really messed up with this person. Like, you know, I really noticed that since I've done this person this way, things have not been good for me. And it's not that I don't, you know, it's not that this person doesn't have grace as well. But when you go and you do certain things to God's people, and I mean, somebody did some really dark things to people in the background, you know, even though God loves them too, we all have karma. Like whatever I put out into the world, it has to come back to me sevenfold. That's the law of attraction, right? The law of the universe says that whatever I put out is what I get back. So if I go and I put out negativity, if I go out and I laugh at people's pain, if I go out and I talk bad on people when I should have been the one helping them, then I get myself together and I say, God, I'm sorry. Okay, God forgives me, but I still got to pay for what I did. It doesn't go away. It doesn't get erased. It doesn't get thrown in a trash can because I apologize. No, I still got to live with whatever energy that I put out into the universe until God feels like, all right, she learned a lesson. Something like that, you know? Someone's having like, you know, the light bulb went off in someone's head. You know, maybe someone is realizing like, damn, I thought I was doing everything on my own, but with this person's energy missing, I really see where they were holding me down in situations. Because how many times people don't really realize what you do for them until you're gone, right? I've been there, you know. There were some people I didn't realize how important they were until they were literally gone. My grandmother's one of them, you know. All those things she used to say to me all the time, random little conversations. You know, you need to get your attitude together, your attitude. You know, she used to tell me all kinds of things. If you want to be a better person, you got to fix yourself because your attitude stinks and it won't get you anywhere, right? She told me these kind of things and made me look at myself, right? And so now I miss her, right? But I don't know. Epiphanies, understandings, and awakenings, you know. People are really awakening, you know, whether they are awakening to lightness or darkness is the question, because, you know, there's a divine balance out here. Not everyone is awakening to lightness. Some people are going straight darker, okay? Something like that. But I don't know. I feel like, you know, a light bulb has gone off, okay? Somebody's finally realizing something about a situation, and it could be that it's too late to get you back.
I'm hearing the name Cornelius and Jamila and Cornelius. Again, another zodiac shows out. You got the Justice in reverse, Seven of Wands to the Knight of Swords, Libra energy, right? Now, this is a Libra masculine. This is a masculine. Every card on this deck is masculine besides Justice, right? And the Justice being in reverse, I see a turkey, right? And you know, it's funny because Spirit said, yeah, it's a jive turkey. It's a jive turkey in your energy, right?
Not the jive turkey.
A jive turkey, right? Straight out the 70s with the lingo, right? So I was laughing because the Justice is in reverse.
Cornelius is my spouse name.
Wow, I just heard his name.
I had to interrupt you for that.
Wow. I'm always, Spirit, they always giving me names.
Yes.
During my live readings, I really see names. Like, I think it's scary to people.
It is.
Because sometimes I do readings with people and we tell them names and they be like.
Because I think God wants to give them confirmation.
But then we'll hear back from the ones that's serious, they get right back and we'll. But the ones that be really, they be out of there like, no. But nevertheless, the Justice is in reverse to the Seven of Wands to the Knight of Swords. Now, pin this. Why is the Justice in reverse? It's a Libra in defense mode. The Seven of Wands is being clarified by letting go the Knight of Swords' decisive action. So it's an injustice, right? And it's good news about it. It's something with this Libra that has the Justice in reverse. Now, when the Justice is in reverse, you know what it can feel like? It can feel like, God, why are you allowing this evil to persist? God, why are you allowing evil to constantly win, right? It's good news coming about that. Seven of Wands, Spirit says you can let it go now. You don't have to defend against this. This is where we go wrong at. And I'm speaking from the Libra archetype. I'm a Libra myself. We try to defend in areas that Spirit is meant to defend in. Like when you feel pressure from spiritual things, when people are sending energy your way or life is lifing and it feels like a great injustice is standing, that's not the time for you to try to fight against what's being said. That's not the time for you to push back against words or rumors or try to straighten. Let everything stay where it be. Don't even worry about it. Let go. Spirit says, stop trying to fight the battle and let God fight it. Let your spirit team handle it. Let your ancestors handle it. You have to let go of the Seven of Wands. You don't, it doesn't feel good when every day I'm in this energy. I wake up, I'm in the energy of defense against things that I can't even win against. Like, you know, lies, deception, rumors, false accusations. These are things that you can't defend against that. So there's no need to hold the position of defense, right? You heard somebody say something about you. It ain't no need for you to, let me get them straighten this out. Call so. No, all of that is making you weaker, right? Now the Knight of Swords to decisive action, my Libra, ride out, right? Sometimes we have to go against the wind. That's it. It's not all about. It's not all about moving according to your own understanding. I feel like in this energy, it's about moving against that wind. Getting up when you don't feel like getting up. Doing what you're supposed to do, even when it feel like the odds are stacked against you. It's about moving, not having all the facts, but still moving. The Knight of Swords, they say he'll ride out the war and forget his helmet. Mm-hmm. And although he forgot his helmet, and although his calculations of terrain may be off, because the Knight of Swords, he's not real smart. He'll go to battle on a wet battlefield, going uphill and all that. But what God admires about the Knight of Swords is that they have a willingness to ride out.
Mm-hmm. Got that heart.
And with Spirit saying let go of the defense, you got to put trust and faith in God, your ancestors, spirit team. You got to have faith in them. It's like, because somebody you want to precept, you on this precipitous where you like, I want to go, but I don't got all the facts. I want to do this, but I don't know everything to do. That's your own mind beating against you. Just ride out. Just move forward. And trust and believe God gonna give you what you need to have. The worst thing to do in this undecided energy right here is be a person that's looking for instructions from another human about a spiritual matter. Don't do it. People will confuse you. They will have you going left when God told you to go right. Sometimes it's best to just back away from what other people are saying, gather your wits about you, tap in, make your move. Right, wrong, or indifferent. As a Libra, you know one thing I can say I always took pride in life? I done been wrong plenty of times. I done been wrong plenty of times. But you know what I can say at the end of it? At least I was wrong on my own accord. At least I tried and I failed. At least I ain't do what somebody else told me to do like a dummy and be wrong because I follow somebody else's advice. I'm not saying don't listen to people who have good advice. I'm saying it comes a time when you got to make the move. You can't rely on them to make the move for you. God says, I know you don't got all the facts, but I want to see if you're going to ride anyway. I know you're not all the way equipped, but I want to see what you're going to do any old way. I want to see if you're going to step outside of your defensive self and move. That's going to turn justice in for you. Some of y'all, and I'm going to step out of here, you too busy following and you was meant to be a leader. And that's one of the main problems. When a follower, when a born leader is following people, you never gonna get it right. Because at some point, you're gonna realize I can't even be led by this person. Or I can't be led by these people. Why? Because God meant for you to be a leader. So stop looking to follow everything. Look to set boundaries. Set goals. Somebody, you could be trying to do something that nobody ever done before. What does that mean? That you're not supposed to do it just because it hasn't been done before? And move away from people that try to convince you. Don't try to do that. Ain't nobody never done that before. Man, those are the worst kind of people. If God set you apart to do the unthinkable, the unspeakable, to achieve the unachievable, you can't expect nobody to understand that. People gonna look at you as being the same way they is, and they gonna expect you to have the same limitations they got. And when you supersede their limitations, you're gonna see a different them emerge. Because out of that comes envy, strife, jealousy, hatred, malice. All because you superseded their expectations. But you was meant to do that. But they ain't gonna see it that way. They gonna label you as being defiant, disobedient. God forbid you a part of church and you got to move against the church. Lord, you the devil's child now and all of that, right? Don't pay none of that no mind. Stay tapped in and go where God is leading you at. Even if it requires the Knight of Swords decisive action, meaning even if you don't got all the facts, you still got to ride. The fact that it'll come to you. Make sure your intentions are pure. That'll save a lot of people. Having a proper intention. Yeah, actions are important because the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So you need more than intentions. But I promise you, if you take action with good intentions, God gonna straighten it out. What I think David said, I never seen a righteous forsaken nor the seed begging bread. That's real. I never seen a righteous forsaken nor their seed begging bread. So what that means is you got to move and not having all the fact. God not gonna leave you out there. Why? Because the righteous is never forsaken. And your children, they ain't gonna be left neither because the seed ain't gonna be begging bread. That's real. You can put your faith in that. Somebody, be that leader you meant to be. You wasn't sent here to be no follower. And that's just what it is. I don't care if you're going against the whole congregation. That was what you meant to do. See, some of y'all, and this was a Libra reading. Thank you. I see it. It doesn't have to be a Libra, but the archetype of Libra, you know what it is in the zodiac? The Libra is the only innate object. It's a scale. And you know why they made that a scale? When the cosmic writers wrote the zodiac, Libra at first didn't have, Libra wasn't even a sign. They used to reference Libra as the tail of Scorpion reaching for the zodiac. They decided to make Libra into scales because the archetype of Libra in the ancient cosmic zodiac scribes, Libra even judged the gods. The archetype of Libra, we bear the scales. So it's your duty to restore balance. In other words, if Libra has the scale to judge the gods, what does that mean? If you standing against a whole congregation and they unright, God gonna give you the power to put the balance back because that's your archetype. You don't have to be a Libra, but you could be in this energy where it's your duty to move with the scales of Libra to restore balance. People don't like that. I'm in that situation now. You could be moving against 20 or more people in this energy. And it don't matter. God gonna stand by you. Why? Because balance has to come. The justice card can't stay in reverse forever, right? This thing is meant to be upright. So when I see it in reverse, change soon come. So be those scales. That's a big duty, I know. Somebody like, man, that's big talk. Yeah, it's a big world. Your duty is big. Because somebody you standing behind people and you meant to be leading people. And people want to keep you behind. They want to keep you following and knowing you meant to be a leader. Don't nobody want to give you the reins. So guess what? You got to take them. Mm-hmm. You got to go take it.
By any means necessary.
You got to take it, like Malcolm said, by any means necessary. And guess what the Bible said? When the kingdom suffered violence, the righteous take it by force. Wax violent at that. So you wax violent in your spirit about it. Time to be playing, like, you know, no time to be playing in that energy. What you got? Because I'm on a roll over here. I don't know. Sometimes I get angry when I'm in an energy and it's like I feel like I'm speaking for somebody who was meant to lead, but people keep putting things in their life to try to make them a follower. I get angry about that, right? It really turns something deep inside of me. I'll be ready to jump in the battle and fight with you. Who they is? Mm-hmm. Show me all 20 of them. Tell them, send me a message. No, I'll be feeling like that because I feel like we need our leaders. Mm-hmm. We need the ones that was born to lead. And they the ones that be having the most trouble leading. There's a bunch of phony leaders in place. Why you think they be falling around the world so hard? Every time I wake up, another leader done fell from grace. Could it be that they wasn't meant to lead from the jump?
We got Nourish coming out, self-growth, self-focus, and soul-finding. Okay? It's very important to nourish your spirit, your mind, your body, and your soul. Okay? You could just be needing a day of relaxation to just pamper yourself. And it doesn't have to cost a lot. Let me tell y'all, the other day, I needed some self-care. I went to Dollar Tree, right? Because I'm trying to be more frugal. And I'm trying to learn how to do things without a lot of money because money doesn't rule me, you know? And I just need money to survive. So I'm doing things and I'm trying to be more frugal, right? So I went to Dollar Tree the other day and I needed some self-care. I was like, I ain't been to the nail salon. I ain't, I need something. So I was like, okay, well, how about, you got all the stuff you need at home, and my time is money, so I didn't have a lot of time. So I was like, okay, well, I went to Dollar Tree, and maybe this could be something for you. Maybe you could be feeling like I don't have any resources. I don't have enough. Well, I went to Dollar Tree the other day, and I gave myself my own manicure, right? It cost me $1.25, and it took me like 10 minutes, right? So maybe you could be learning to, nourish yourself and be a little bit more frugal at the same time. It doesn't mean you have to spend a lot of money to do things to make yourself feel good. What it means is you need to give yourself a little bit of time. Like you give other people time, you need to invest a little bit of time in self, being focused on self, soul finding. What makes me happy? How did I feel today? Was I the best person I could be today? Was I completely happy? Did I project any energy onto people today? Was I kind to everyone I encountered? Self-growth, taking those times to really think about self and, where you are, something like that, A lot of people think that you have to have a lot of money to do things, but you don't. Like, you have to really use the creative aspect of your mind. It's very important. You bought some Epsom salt and took a bath and made my whole body feel relaxed. There we go. Reflecting. We got reflecting. We got Epsom salt baths. We got, pamper yourself. Look, I helped a single mom move it. You know what I'm saying? You guys are just, I love you guys, and you make an impact out here in the world. And that's why it's important to remember who you are, because when you make an impact in the world and other people feel like they are useless, they want you to feel that same energy as projection. So keep doing you. You're doing a good job. You're right. Keep finding ways to do things. You don't have to do what everybody does. Just because I'm not spending $500 on a shirt doesn't mean that I'm any less valuable than anyone else. I probably actually have more value than somebody with a $500 shirt, because a lot of times people with a $500 shirt, that's the only thing they feel they're worth is the $500 shirt. Because if I got this shirt on, someone's going to pay me attention. But me, I like to stand in Walmart and know that, guess what?
I wanted to say to Ebonique, it was funny because I've been thinking about this since the other day. The other day, Ebony, I had said, I was like, I can't believe, and then it was funny because right after I was talking, the Queen of Cups came out there like, watch your tone, right? I was tripping because she was like, oh shoot, there she go right there, right? Queen of Cups is Oshun card, right? So I was looking at it and I was just, some of y'all, it's funny how powerful that you really are, and how the world make it so hard for you to believe in it, right? And when I see it clearly, it's like I be wanting to scream to the world like, this is who you are, right? But I feel like everybody is growing. Like, y'all gotta begin to believe in y'all ranking. you got to begin to believe in who you are, right? Because like the world is going to try to sift you. The world's going to try to say that you are not who you are. But Spirit is saying something different. And people, ancestors, they need them. Like y'all need it. It's a duty. It's needed. You're needed. Your bloodline been suffering long enough. Look at this thing, the last 50 years. Think of how much, and I'm speaking about bloodlines, right? And generational affliction. In the last 50 years, so what's that? The 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Back to the 60s, right? Let's say your family been walking under the same affliction since the 60s. Don't you think it's about time that somebody turned the page from addictions, promiscuity, lying, unalivings, abuse? Don't you think it should stop with you? It's true. And this is why, and look, somebody put superstars. We got the superstar card right here, Beams.
What's up, Beams?
Beams, you called it right out the deck. Star energy.
Beams always coming through with the good energy.
And guess what else? Beams, I love you for that. Because guess what? To pivot off what Beams said. Star cycle.
You heard me.
The cycle is over, y'all. Like Spirit saying, yo, them cycles that we've been trapped in for the last 50 years.
It's over
now. It's over,
It's
now.
over now.
I feel like
I can make it. The storm is over
what the writer say? No more
crying at night.
crying at night.
No more sickness in my body.
Sickness in my body.
Hey.
The storm is
Over now.
over now.
Over now.
So I feel like, and I just wanted to say that to y'all, you know, like this is what the ancestors are calling us to, right? This is what the Ashe is about, right? This is what we Ashe about. We Ashe about newfound understandings. We Ashe about old gifts back online. We Ashe about ancestral presence that's stronger now than it ever been. It's never been a year like this year for the ancestors. And it started like 2-3 years ago. They so around, it's so abundant, the energy of your ancestors. All you gotta do is remove the limited beliefs away from your mind, embrace your ethereal power, and then forth unlock the gifts of your lineage. Unlock your spiritual inheritance. And I'm not talking about inheriting what we've been inheriting for the last 50 years. We don't want that inheritance no more. Be mindful when we speak about spiritual inheritance, spiritual ancestral generational inheritance. We're not talking about inheriting the addictions we already was getting at already. We talking about inheriting what went offline before all that started. See, you throw it back 10 generations, some of y'all was healers, seers, prophets, prophetess, right? Elemental fundamentalists. Yeah, some of y'all rainmakers. You can really manipulate the elements. Some of y'all ornithomancy, speak to birds and animals. All these things trapped in your bloodline, but guess what? All we've been inheriting is addiction, abuse,
Obsession.
promiscuity, right? All of that, right? So, Ace of Wands to the High Priestess in reverse to the Star. And I love it. You know why? Because somebody, and it says endurance, transition, and then what does this here? Cycle, which is star cycle. So somebody you withstood, definitely, you endured a baneful magic trick. Because the High Priestess in reverse is about spells and energy manipulation, energy harvesting, destiny swapping, all of that. Anunnaki. That's a whole nother conversation.
Right, I'm like, what?
But look, the Ace of Wands to the High Priestess in reverse. Your magic is greater. Ace of Wands, High Priestess in reverse to the Star. This shows your ability to endure. Whatever was thrust upon you by this high priestess in reverse energy, there's a lot of them out here in our collective. It's sad to say, but it's a lot of people that woke up the wrong way a few years ago, right? They had they had early insight into the metaphysical. Some of us, we were still asleep, right? We were still asleep when certain people woke up. And what they did, they woke up to descend into darkness. Somebody showed them how to use the energies to work against people, to put magic spells on people, binding spells. Well, you endured through it, Ace of Wands to the star. You made a transition, and now you're in a new cycle. So the high priestess in reverse is definitely out here suffering right now. And I feel it on a daily. Like, I really feel the regret. I be really feeling like sometimes I might go to my social media and it might have friend suggestions, right? I really think those are people that be snooping around the page, right? And I be seeing so many of people that done dark things to me. They round my page now. They sifting around. They like to find out. And I know it's regretful, but guess what? I don't have nothing to do with that. Because when I was enduring what the high priestess in reverse done to me, wasn't nobody there. Nobody was sorry about. A lot of people not even sorry. They sorry they got caught. So like, it's up to you. Whether you want to allow these apologies into your new cycle, me, myself, I like to leave them on red, right? There's no need for you to apologize to me. I forgive you. It's cool. I don't even need your apology. I don't even want apologies, right? I'm good. I'm fine. And you are too. God brought you through all of it. All the hellish, man. What the hell, right?
The hell y'all
People
say?
sent a lot of hell.
Helly?
People literally, they touched hell. To summon certain energies in these old magic spells that they work, playing around with these energies that they really don't have no knowledge of. Sent them toward a lot of us. And God gave us the ability to endure. And now we in our star cycle. And ain't no whole lot to that, right? Devil can't hold you back.
It's crazy. I'm hearing some lyrics from Destiny's Child, and it said, you know, I want you to know that I'm doing so good. Wasn't it you that said that I was all that in you? You said I didn't have a clue. Wasn't it you that said that I wouldn't make it through? Right? And I feel like, you know, we got apology out here.
I just said I don't even want it.
There's someone
That's
that wants
crazy.
to apologize.
I felt that. I literally felt that.
There's an energy that wants to apologize, forgiveness, return, and sorry. It's like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I'm doing mighty fine.
Oh yeah, I remember that song.
It's been a long time since I seen the last time I seen you take that smile up off your face. Please don't even front. Stop being so fake. I know you do not like me, and you made it very clear. You're always talking about me from what I hear. Yeah. Always put me down
So
when you thought that you
so
could.
good,
I want
so
you to
good.
know that I'm doing so good.
So good, so good. Somebody smell good.
Okay.
You look
what
good.
Cardi B say? Everything good.
You look
what she say?
good.
Better than you. Better than you. Something like that. You know.
I like that one verse on that one song on her new album when she was like, and do, and did. You bitches can live, right? I was laughing, right?
Okay.
But it's really true though, like, yeah, man, like, you know, like.
Yeah, you know, there's an apology here, forgiveness, return, and sorry. You know, also my husband spoke about rose water earlier today. Rose water could be very significant. I also heard Angie Stone, see, a rose is just a rose. Baby girl, you're still a flower, right?
Girl.
There could be someone who is literally just a flower, and maybe they don't understand that you are a rose,
they say
right?
They can love you and leave you.
Okay.
Hate you and hate me, but darling, you hold
the
power.
Right? Something like that, okay? Yeah, so we got apologies. Somebody wants to apologize, okay? We got perspective. Someone could be seeing that, you know, you are better off without them. Better off, happiness, clear headspace. That's why someone's watching you. Like, I feel like you're being stalked by a presence, an energy, an entity, a monitoring spirit, a human being, whoever it is. There's someone, because your perspective is different now, you see things totally different. You could have been very closed-minded at one point. Maybe you were very easily to manipulate or something like that. But I feel like right now someone's understanding that you are better off without them. And, you know, there's a person in the background that truly does want to apologize, but they feel like it's no point.
And sometimes, y'all, you know, because sometimes you might ask yourself, well, why the ancestors just don't move my problems out the way, right? And it's the same degree when you think about Job. God could have moved the devil away from Job, but the devil was serving his purpose.
Facts.
And that's why the ancestors don't respond to a lot of things like we think they should, because those nuances, they gotta be there for you to have balance. You have to have a challenge on every level. Evil will be allowed to be in your midst on every level. It's on you to prevail. Right? And if you notice in the story of Job, right, the angels was fighting for Job. But Job had to fight for himself because that was the mission at hand. Job was in one big old test and God wouldn't talk. Like the teacher won't talk when you're taking a test. Remember, Job was like, God, what is going on? I'm losing everything. And God was just silent. And the devil was having his way, right? And the ancestors was right there like, gotta be. Same way with us, because your will, right? Always remember, the enemy is active with lies in your will. So fight with your will, right? You want help, will it in. Reach inside your will and will it in. Be willing to be willful. That's where your help comes from. It's like, imagine you got a big old bully in the spirit, right? Because I went through this when I was a kid, right? Imagine you got a big old bully in the spirit. I used to go to my big brother, man, to fight my battles when I was young because he was bigger than me, right? But you know what he used to tell me? You got to fight first. If you fight and you can't beat him, I got him, right? So with that confidence, I wasn't the best fighter, but I became efficient because I learned knowing I got backup if I need it. So let me just go put forth my best effort. And a lot of times I would just end up winning. I didn't need his help. That's how it is in the ancestral realm sometimes too. They want you to fight the battle. You have to be willing to fight. In order to send them, you got to be willing to. If you scared of the enemy, you hold them back. Nobody can move beyond your will. Like, it's like your will, in your will, you scared of something.
It's like the captain of the army saying, we got a war to fight, but I'm going to stay here. I'm going to stay here while y'all go to Iran and fight the war.
You got to be willing to fight. Your willingness to fight, it brings in your protection, your help, and everything. But you have to be willing.
We got 18 out here with structures. I don't know if you're 18 years old, 36 years old, but we got spirit guides, progress, justice, structures, systems, processes, conditioning, and rules. I don't know. Someone's going to court. There's a court case. This could be a high-profile court case. And I feel like, justice will be served in this particular situation. Okay, it's something about trusting the process. Someone could be I picked this up the other day, didn't I? Someone's being falsely accused of something. I watched something the other day. Well, actually this morning I read something. And it was about a man, and I forgot what state he was in. But he was incarcerated for 17 years on a crime that he did not commit. He actually it was another man in the same town that almost looked identical to him. And when they figured it out, he was released 17 years later. I feel like there's a high-profile crime where someone is being falsely accused for something, maybe because, the higher-ups don't want to be caught on something or something like that. I don't know. But remember that the Bible does tell us if a man goes to court and he lies he lies and doesn't give the truth on another man, that's his burden. Okay? Something like that. So I don't know if you're going through some kind of legal situation and you are being falsely accused, you are being because I'm hearing someone what do you call it, railroaded? Someone's being railroaded or something. You know, someone could be being framed with something. This is real life. This is I don't like it, to be honest with you. But it says you are on the right track. Someone from the other side has your back and encourages you to try your best. So you got
just time out.
You got an ancestor showing up.
I literally said that. I literally said, if you're willing to fight, your ancestors will step in.
Yep.
And what that card say?
It says you are on the right track. Someone from the other side has your back and encourages you to try your best. You will succeed. Observe your surroundings and communicate clearly. Be sure that everything will fall into place.
I didn't see that card, y'all. It might seem like I did because it's saying exactly what I just said. But it's true.
Oh, wow. You got twin boys? That's crazy. I was picking up like twin energy. You know, that the guy that I was speaking in regards to that did the time, they almost look like twins. Like, but they're not even related. And, you know, it was crazy. This man served 17 years for something he didn't do, you know? I don't know. Oh, shit.
Wow.
Shoot. Gratitude and thanks. You could be giving more gratitude, needing to show more gratitude. This is a very vibrant energy. You could be a natural woman. You could be very free, okay? You could live a very simple life. I'm seeing someone that lives a very simple life. You could be very hippie, okay? This card is all about like change and transformation and being grateful and showing gratitude for change. You know, this is where, you know, maybe you don't want to change, but I'm grateful that God gives me grace and is allowing me to change. Oh, wow. Someone's pregnant with twins. Definitely picked up twins. You know, it makes me think of Mawau and Lisa.
Mawau
and Lisa. I couldn't get it out. Mawau and Lisa, right?
Mawau.
You know, Mawau and Lisa were the twins in the African diaspora, the Orisha. You know, they were the twins.
Were they Nana Baluku kids?
Nana Baluku's children, correct, yes. And, you know, Mawau and Lisa will represent the sun and the moon. Lisa is actually the moon, and Mawau is the sun.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Gratitude and thanks. I just feel like, you know, more Thanksgiving is on the way. But I think Thanksgiving should be every day. Showing gratitude should be an important part of every day that we live. Without gratitude, you know, I don't think we should be here if we don't show gratitude. Because why, you know, every day we wake up, it's like, you know, you got chose for a job again. You know, you woke up and you have a job again. You're still employed with this thing called life. Because God, every time God gets you up, you know, that means you still have a job. You're still employed. You know how many people did not wake up this morning? You know how many family members are mourning someone this morning that did not wake up?
I don't know. Nana Baluku just stepped through the energy.
Nana Baluku and
So
Babalawo.
you could be an aunt. You could have some real rambunctious nephews. Your nephews might like to play with metals, right? Mm-hmm. You know, Nana Baluku was Ogun's aunt. And I feel like Ogun was real rambunctious in a sense. He was uncontrollable, right? He used to do a lot of things in his ability. Ogun did, right? And he wouldn't think them all the way through. But in the Padak Keys, he always held a fear for Nana Baluku. Mm-hmm. She was his aunt, right? And you could be an aunt. You could be, you, like I say, your nephews, they could be about it. I heard about it, right? But nevertheless, you got 10 of Wands to the Ace of Cups, 8 of Wands. 10 of Wands is leadership. That's your burden. Carry it. Learn to carry it well. I can tell you all about the 10 of Wands to the leadership. It's so burdensome sometimes. Dealing with the energy of others. Sometimes I have been in readings where I felt sick. Sometimes before I matured at this, I would get angry. I would literally get on here and feel people's energy and be angry. Mm-hmm. And be responding and all that. Like, look. But I realized I had to carry my burdens. Your 10 of Wands, right, is a burden. Your burden is leadership. And I said earlier, right? Too many of y'all following that was meant to lead. So step underneath your burden. You might not even want to be a leader, but if God gave you that, is what you got to train to be. You got to become what God made you to be, or you're going to be rejected. You can't be a follower and you was born to be a leader. You're going to realize following doesn't suit you well. And then not to mention all the dead ends you're going to meet. Imagine being a leader that's following everybody around. You're going to run in the dead end at the dead end at the dead end, because eventually people going to realize you the leader and they going to want to mislead you. Let's be real, y'all. People, they like to pretend like they want to help you get up. But once God showed them you was meant to go higher than them, they fall away quick.
It's kind of like Joseph. Remember, he told his brother, like, I had a dream about the wheat in the shaft.
Mm-hmm.
And he seen his standing above, so they
got angry and jealous at Joseph. Like she said, the brothers were showed a vision that Joseph was going to run the land. They got mad. They said, "We going to unalive him then. Mm-hmm. We going to pretend like we unalive them and do all sorts of things to him, because why? They didn't want him to rise above them. The same way with you, right? Stop trying to walk underneath of your calling. Ooh. Live up to your calling. You called to be a leader, lead the best way you can. Let God do the rest. Well, one thing for sure and two things for certain, if you was called to be a leader, you're going to make a poor follower. A good leader is a follower to a certain degree. But you have to mature into your role of leadership.
We all want to give up at some point, Ab. And that's just being honest. Who doesn't? Some days I get up like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to get on there. I don't want to motivate nobody. I don't want to encourage nobody. I don't feel encouraged.
I'm going to tell you the truth.
But I can't give up because my duty is to do what I'm doing. And when we have those feelings, those are the times we have to push through, because a lot of times that's the enemy when we want to give up.
I'm going to tell you like this, Ebony. If Oshun came down for me the way she come down for you, I wouldn't even worry about nobody trying to take you down, because that energy comes down too quick. Like, we had a conversation online and then the Queen of Cups fell straight down. Like that's like her coming down on the water. And be aware of that. Like I said, don't even worry about them trying to take you down. It's impossible. Mm-hmm. It's impossible to take somebody down that's meant to be up. Mm-hmm. So what they try to do is trick you into taking yourself down. That's the only thing that they can do, is try to cause you to self-destruct.
Think about it. I remember back in the day, right, in New York, right, when people would get into fights and it was a pretty face, they would take a razor and they would cut it. Why? Because they don't want you to feel like your face is pretty anymore, right? Same kind of energy. Right? They want you to feel like they could just get you down and defeat it so you don't fight. That's why it's very important to keep fighting, right?
And then your energy. Ace of Cups in reverse to the loyalty. Guess what it says? You may be feeling like those around you let you down or are not doing their fair share of work. This comes as a reminder that loyalty exists and you must not settle for anything less. You deserve better than mixed signals. All right? That Ace of Cups in reverse, you can have that. I don't need the disloyal energy. Mm-hmm. I don't need, if I got to question you, something wrong.
Yeah.
Eight of Wands to the boundaries. A message for you to set boundaries. This is your message. Eight of Wands to the boundaries. Without boundaries, you're like a city without walls.
All kinds of attacks.
Imagine a city without walls. What happened? Anybody run through it. So set your boundaries. This is a message. Set your boundaries and hold your boundaries. Don't let nobody in that don't supposed to be in. Because I'm going to tell you, it was a story about the devil. He showed up to a man's house. And when he showed up, he was only 4 feet tall. Right? and he was asking for a glass of water. And the man knew he was the devil, and the man was like, should I open this door?
He don't look harmless.
He looked harmless. The devil, he out there 4 feet. Talking about, I need just a glass of water. And the man let him in to get a glass of water. And then when he let him in, he realized just because the devil was 4 feet, he was strong underneath the cuff. So he couldn't get him out after he let him in.
Because he invited.
He invited
the
him
devil
in.
needs an invite. You know, he only comes by invite. You know, like those RVSP. What do you call it? RVSP or whatever.
RSVP.
RSVP. Yeah, the devil can only get in by invite only. He knows this, so that's why he act. You know, if you ever been tempted by the devil, it's always going to be things to try to entice you to invite
him.
Invite me in.
Evil needs an
You
invitation.
know, I'm gonna make you feel good so you can invite me in, because once you invite me in, I don't have to leave.
And you know, sometimes the invitation is real crafty. Hey girl, what you doing?
You know what's
Hey,
crazy?
hey big head, what's up? I ain't heard from you. Where you been at, big head? Those are invitations.
You know what's crazy too, and it made me think about, right? Think about the invitation. So if the devil can only get in by invite, right? Think about it. You know, you ever let somebody stay in your house? You've been through this. You ever let somebody stay in your house, and once they get that mail there, it's over with, right?
You can't tell them leave.
Once they get that mail at the house, you can't tell them to leave because now they're a resident because you invited them in.
I did that. I shacked up with somebody. Look, everything was in my name. The electric, everything in my name, right? And I called myself being help to somebody in need. And I was like, man, you can come stay with me.
Didn't look like you lived there.
It's all good. You can come stay with me. Guess what happened? I end up sleeping on the couch of my own house.
Yes, he did.
Right? Because the spiritual warfare was so thick. I'm like, I'm not sleeping in the room with this person. We don't rock like that. So I'm like, all right, well, you can just have the room. Then they had their son in the other room. I'm on the couch. So one night, I'm like, look, you can just get out. They said, I ain't going nowhere, right? They said, I ain't going nowhere, right? I called the police. I said...
They bust that mail out.
I said, the police said, whatever, they have mail here? It is right here. Police said, you had to take them to court.
Yeah, they got 30 days.
So now I'm sitting here, can't get the devil out my own home.
That's real.
Because I invited them in.
Real
and they was bold too. I'm like, I'm going to need you to leave. I ain't going nowhere.
And what day you going to pay the electric?
And then look, I let the lights get turned off because I wanted them to get out.
They call, what day
they
you
call
going
the phone like, yeah, when you going to pay the light bill? I'm like, when I'm going to pay the light bill? Oh, the devil is real arrogant, right? It all in my place,
real,
like
though.
really talking crazy and all of that, right?
That's real.
She said, heck no. That's what I was
that's
saying,
real,
right?
though. This
But the
is
devil
real
had
life.
won. The devil had literally won because I invited them in.
Yep.
There was nothing I could
That's
do.
true. Yep.
And every day, I used to be in my own home
Sad.
like this.
Damn. Mm-hmm.
I was really down about that because I thought I was helping somebody.
Yeah.
But whole time, God ain't tell me do that. I did it on my own.
That's true.
So be careful about who you let in. That's right, Ebony. Keep people out your home.
What'd you say? What Cardi say? Be careful with me. I guess he thought I wouldn't practice what I preach.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. One of the worst things is trying to get an evil out your home
devil.
that you let in.
That's real.
Like, I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's real.
Let a mice in your house.
Or you
Let
ever-
a mouse in your house. Let them in your house and see how hard it is. In 2 months, see how you have mouse everywhere.
You
in your
heard
house.
me.
Because evil will amplify itself.
Evil is like that, or even, you invite somebody into your home, and then when you're ready for them to go, now they're mad, they're busting up the walls, breaking TV. These are the things that happen because the devil needs an invite. The devil knows it is only by invite only. Invite
right.
only. Why? Because God gave us humans free will. So we have the choice to invite or decline the invite. Be like,
Remind me of
no.
the movie, what's the Babylon name?
Sinners. Michael
Michael B. Jordan.
Sinners.
Big ups to Michael B. Jordan. He doing good work out here. He's actually a Babylon. But he made a movie called Sinners, and they put emphasis on that movie and showed you how evil worked.
Yep.
Because the man was so evil and persistent, he was shaking like, he was like, well, won't you go on, let me in.
Yeah, because evil,
right?
you know, it's
And
anxious.
they was like, no, you stay on out there, right? And then after a while, when evil is persistent and you stand firm, evil go to performing. It come out and show
it can't
itself.
stand still
right.
no more. It got to
It just show
start
itself.
calling you
like,
names and doing all kinds of,
That's right.
That's crazy.
That's how they do.
You know, it's crazy. It reminds me, like, I remember going back to the gas station sometimes in my hometown, right? And a guy trying to holler at you, right? And if you don't like him, they be like, I don't like you anyway, B word,
Yeah,
you
like,
ugly anyway. You think you all that with your fat self. You know how people, that's how the devil do. Like, you'll reject the devil and then the devil will come in, boom.
That's right. I used to get that too. Like, I was messing with a demon one time, right?
Me too.
And I would be like, they would call me like, what you doing? I'd be like, nothing. They'd be like, so, cause they run the con game. You heard from your mother lately? Nah,
They don't want nothing to do with your mama.
I seen your
cousin.
I seen your son running on a football field. How's he doing? Good. Okay. Well, I wanted to know.
You got $20.
I was wondering if you had $30.
And can I move in your spare bedroom?
And then when you be like, look, I ain't got $30. Then they be like, you ain't got $30. But then you just get paid yesterday. Look, the devil know you. Didn't you just get paid yesterday? Yeah, but I ain't got $30. Why you ain't got $30? I bet if I was so-and-so asked for $30, you would have had $30, acting like you ain't got $30. Then the devil comes straight out of them, right?
You ain't lying.
That's how people be. But don't give an invitation. Long as you don't invite the devil in, he got to be outside.
That's real. And sometimes, the smallest thing, the easy, sometimes one of the most simplest ways to keep the devil out is by saying no.
Son of Shango want to set me on fire.
No.
Watch him. That's what Shango did to his brothers too.
Oh my gosh.
And
She
he
know that.
regretted
That's why
it.
she's saying that.
And
you heard me.
set you on fire, they gonna regret it.
You heard me.
Because you gonna pop right back up.
Yeah,
just like Jakarta did.
That's the wrong one
Shango
to set on fire.
I think he set his brother Jakarta on fire or something. He got mad at him. I think he might have set Ogun on fire too. But whoever he set on fire, they came back and was alive. Like, dummy, you can't burn us up. Like, what makes you think you could burn us up? We have the same essence. And then Shango went away feeling ashamed, right?
Yep. And every time we allow the devil to use us like that, don't you feel it's almost like you've been assaulted. Like, think about it. When you allow the evil in, because evil just wants to get in the door. Like, it's going to do whatever to get in the door, love bomb you, talk good to you, make you feel good. And as soon as it gets in the door, everything just comes bursting out. Like, it cannot contain its negativity. Literally, all it wants to do is get in the door. That's why, you notice, like, the energy of when you meet somebody new and it's like, y'all both really just want to have sex, right? And you can feel the energy, because evil just really, I just want to hit this thing so I can say I did it and I'm gone. Evil is just like, I just need to do this because this is what I need to do because it's evil and I have to do it. And once I do this, I know this person is going to feel bad afterward and my job is done and I'm gone. That's evil.
I'm going to tell you one thing, Divine Star Seeds. The devil had me tiptoeing around my own house. Look, I was in my own house opening up the refrigerator like, do this belong to anybody?
Walking on eggshells.
This was my house. This wasn't somebody I was living with. I was in my own house.
I remember I came to see him one time. I'm like, let me see this lease. What this lease?
She didn't even believe me. She was like, you living with somebody? I'm like, nah. I let them live with me.
I couldn't believe
They
it.
supposed to have been gone, but they just, and she was like, let me see your lease. I was like, she like, damn, everything in your name. You mean? I'm like,
I couldn't believe
look,
it.
I was down so bad. I'm like, I don't know how.
Cause you ever been a guest in somebody's house and you had to sleep on the couch and you feel like you're on eggshells, you don't want to move too much, you don't want to go in the kitchen, you barely want to use the bathroom because you feel like if you move too much they might notice you. It was like that kind of energy, and I'm like, well, damn, what's going on? I know this is his place. What's going on? But that's what
Spiritual warfare.
Spiritual warfare. The enemy will come in and make you feel uncomfortable in your own comfortable situation, because God gave you a comfortable situation.
Yeah, like God bless me. Anytime a man is able to have a place with his own everything, definitely was a blessing. But I began to take it for granted because I was weak myself. I had different things I was dealing with on my own. Yeah. So I wasn't in a position to even really help nobody, not alone somebody that's going to turn around and be rocking with the devil. I'm talking about people that literally this person had spell work in the refrigerator one time. I'm looking at the jar like, what is that in that damn jar, right? And then I realized as time went on that, oh, shucks, I was in with somebody
way
that,
too deep.
Well, it's food time.
10:10. It's time to eat, baby.
Hey, we need to go to
we're trying to get some food.
We're trying to go to Starbucks on y'all today.
Hey.
So
I could use a good Starbucks.
We need a little crowd funding.
Can we get
for our breakfast for these wonderful messages that we give y'all that resonate. We need y'all to send us to Starbucks on a trip.
Feed Big Mama.
I like a mocha latte and a cinnamon bun.
A mocha latte.
Mocha latte mixed up with a cinnamon bun, 10-10 on the Clizzard, and a shot of hot milk on the side.
Not the hot milk.
Hot milk. Hot chocolate milk.
I'll just take a frappuccino, a mocha frappuccino with a little bit of caramel and a plain bagel with cream cheese.
Oh yeah, them Starbucks, them bagels, they do be good too. Yeah. I think I might want a blueberry one. Come on, get y'all Cash App fingers together. I don't see nobody sending.
Crowdfunding.
Y'all need to get the Cash Apps together.
Yes, hey, home Empress shall always be your peace. What's up, Empress? Hey.
You came out in the deck, Empress B. You wasn't here, but I pull an Empress card every morning.
I can't wait to link up with a lot of y'all. We having a royal ball, y'all. We don't know when it's coming, but it's coming. It was already predicted years ago.
And don't forget the inbox. We trying to do
Zoom.
a combined Zoom once a week. And we need 7 people to start this. So, what you waiting on? I know, Ebony. I know that's Ebony, right. You always a blessing.
You always a big blessing to us.
Big or small, it doesn't matter. Just you been a day one. Ever since I remember when you first came on the network and Oshun popped out. And you was like, that's funny that something about Oshun, and then you could just feel it come down. Like, so it's like, I'm always real careful when I'm dealing with people like you, right?
Ooh, Empress, this was a lot in this message. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It was a lot in this
You
one.
could catch it on YouTube if you missed it.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Join us over on YouTube. And a lot of y'all like to see y'all connecting. That's good. Like I see y'all are connecting with one another. I seen some congratulations going. That's what this is all about. It's to strengthen you in your real life. So when you walk in your real life, you don't always gotta feel like you need to be initiated with people you don't know. You build relationships with. This is what being a leader is about. We leaders are the new school, y'all. We not falling to the old way of doing things. We not letting people tell us that we need to do this. We not letting people tell us that we need to do that, right? I've done enough studying in all aspects of religion to know. And the reason why God put me like this in life, I've been studying since I was 12. I ain't gonna tell you how old I am now. But trust me, you safe over here. We know enough to be grounded. And one thing I can tell you is your anonymity is priceless. Be a leader, not a follower, right? I'm definitely not following So many people following people that's headed for destruction anyhow. It's not the rhythm. We on a new algorithm, right? We're waking up to our roles of leadership. We are the ones with the boundaries. We setting our boundaries.
Okay. I love it. Good message, good energy. Back, glad to be back. Definitely be back this afternoon. Get ready to go feed my belly. Hey. And that was the message. Accept or reject it, but keep your spirit protected. We love you guys so much. Thank you guys for joining our live again. If you would like to help us with our crowdfunding, all of our information is on our page. We love you guys so much. Okay. Thank you for your presence, your energy, your interactions. Thank you guys for just being you. You know, we got some real thoroughbreds on this channel. Like, you know, we pay attention to who rocks with us. You know, I know we can't always call everything out, but we definitely pay attention, you know. And thank you to our two sisters on here. I'm gonna call y'all out because I see both of you guys, Empress B and Beans. I want to just thank you guys, and Ebony as well. But I especially want to thank those two.
Unless you go, there's a masculine in the background. You got shades on your profile pic, but you've been here the whole time. You in the background. Look like you got black and white. You got shades on. I see you.
Okay. I want to thank you guys so much. I noticed, you know, how you try to help our YouTube grow. I noticed you guys just do little things to try to help us grow. So I want to show you gratitude. I want to say thank you. I want to say I love you guys. And, you know, I can't wait to meet you guys because I feel like there's a connection. You know, God is doing something behind the scenes. And so I just want to tell you guys I love you. Okay. Hey. All right, y'all. We love you guys so much. We'll be back later. We Elemental Beings.